here's a question from who is this? Anita Ortiz, 2010. What made you decide to be a director? I'm taking that as a question for me and you, because you're directing now as well. So you first. What made you decide to direct your own short?
Well, so I did a movie in Italy, and during that movie, I got very close with the director and the editor of the film. And so she was editing in real time, and so we were finishing the full day of shooting, and then we were going into the editing room, and I watched her do her magic, and I was so fascinated with everything, and I felt like every time I said something, the director really took it in, and it valued my opinion, and I was like, oh my god, this is so fun to collaborate with these other two people. They're super passionate about this project as much as I am. And I was like, okay, this is amazing. And then a little seed was planted in there, and then I left Italy, I came back to America, and I did my thing. And then I started watching. Actually, Danielle was shadowing at the time, and I didn't even know there was a possibility. So I was like, can I do that too? Because I would love to learn more. And they were very welcoming towards it. So I started shadowing, and then I was like, I think I need to do this, because I didn't realize how much we learn as actors by just being on set and watching everything that happens. And obviously there's so much more to directing, because there's a lot of pre-production, a lot of post-production. People say you make the movie or the episode 3 times: pre-production, then you shoot it, and then in post-production, which is so true. And I'm now with my short, because I was like, oh my god, the music, oh my god, this, oh my god, the sound design, and it's so many elements. But yeah, I feel like I just wanted to be more involved in the full picture, in the full storytelling process, and I wanted the collaboration. I love the collaboration part. What about you?
No, the same. I mean, literally, the being more involved in the full process was the thing. And I'll say this: the result was funny. The thing that I kind of had, I had a pretty good concept of what I knew and what I didn't know. You know, knowing what you don't know is very important. And then you can find somebody who knows what you don't know and say, okay, explain this to me like I'm a 5-year-old. So I thought I knew what I knew, and I thought I knew what I didn't know. The one thing that I kind of got surprised by, that I did not expect, wasn't about actually directing so much. It was, I didn't realize how, I love my crew. I love my cast. I didn't realize how much more I would love my cast and crew. I didn't expect that. It got me a little emotional, got me in my feels a little bit. I was not prepared to suddenly be looking at everybody like, like my people, they took care of me. It was like, the only thing I can liken it to is, I have 3 kids, and when my kids show up someplace else and do something beyond me in my wildest dreams and just blow me out of the water, which they've each done at various times. And I go into because I'm a stupid dad. I'm a ridiculous dad. Everything I do is about, is an excuse to get back to my kids or something to show my kids or whatever. That was the only way I could kind of liken it to, was that weird, you thought you'd hit the limits of your love and appreciation, and then there's a whole nother level. And so that to me was the surprising piece, of directing. But yeah, it was, I just wanted another level of collaboration. I wanted new and different puzzles to solve, because I love solving puzzles. I'm a believer that actors are, a good portion of our job is solving problems before anybody else knows their problems. You see something in the character, you go, I don't know if that completely tracks. Let me come up with a bunch of different ways to get from A to Z that make it work, and so nobody has to think about it. And then come up with like 3-4 options, show up to the director and say, this doesn't quite scan, but I can do A, I can do B, I can do C, I can do D. And they go, give me C. You go, got it, on it. And that kind of puzzle problems and problem solving I love. And suddenly I had that times 10 to do with a bunch of different departments. And that was and it was also nice just playing with home field advantage, where we our crew, our crew, we have a shorthand, and we get to play and that sort of thing. So
for sure. For sure, that helps. I feel like definitely the difference is massive between a guest director that comes onto our set for the first time and somebody on our set, and I feel like we're a nice bunch. We're very welcoming.
I will say that I get the word from all over town. People who come through, the word is out. Station 19 is a really fun set to be on. It's a really great set to hang out on. Like that has come back to me from separate sources, completely unsolicited. Yeah, yeah. So I have to believe that that's real stuff. That's truth. Here's a question from S Cross. I don't know how there's like 3 or 4. S Cross with like 3 S's. Do either of you miss working more on Grays?
I do. I love working on Grace. I feel like the last few times I worked with Camilla, it was such a blast. I miss Giacomo also a lot, but hey.
Yeah, that's my boy. That's my boy.
What about you?
The same. I mean, look, Giacomo and I had been I'd been recurring on the show for years, but I was always like a series regular on other shows at the same time. They're like, because Grace is a lot of people, so there wasn't the bandwidth for Ben at the time. And then when it finally opened up and they saw what they could do with Ben, and they saw a lane that made sense, and they brought me full time onto the show, it was the same time that Giacomo. So like that was my brother in arms in a lot of ways. So and so that's we hit Italy together. We were in Italy at the same time, and so we hooked up a couple different times for dinner and running around and getting stupid. But everybody over there I miss I love going home.
Yeah. I started there as well. So for me, that's my beginning. That's my home as well. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That's where you and I are in the same boat. That we go back over there, and it's not new. We know. Yeah. We know the folks. We know we know how to get everybody to get a little silly, to break out a little bit. It's a well-oiled machine over there, and it's moving. We're like, let's cut up a little bit,
Let's mess it up.
Yeah. When they come over, they get us to act right a little bit more.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.